What's up, guys? Robbie Race here, going to do a quick weapon review on the LANAT. It's a gold gun. I have it at level 1. The gameplay is using it at level 1. It's a good sniper, guys. I have since completely switched over to the Vanquisher and just, take my advice, guys. The Vanquisher is way better than the LANAT. LANAT's a charge-up gun. You can just shoot it if you want to, or you can charge it. So it is nice that it has that option, and it does hit a little bit harder than the Vanquisher, but as you can see, it's worse in just about every single department. Not to compare, but just, the LANAT, it's good in its own right, but the Vanquisher, if you get it, will pretty much replace the use of this gun, in my opinion. Yeah, and the gameplay, I'll do pretty well with it. It will take you time to get used to this gun. It is very awkward at first, like the whole charge up and everything. I highly recommend, in general, that you turn vibration off in whatever video game you're playing, but for using this gun in particular, there's actually a gameplay. I'm not sure if I ended up recording or not, but for the first part of the game, and always knew when I was playing this game, starting to play this game, there's something I was forgetting. And as I was playing, I was like, with this gun in particular, I was like, wait a minute, vibration is on. So like 5 minutes before I was having vibration on, and I was kind of sucking, and then I turned vibration off about 5 minutes in, and suddenly this gun became really good. Because yeah, you will do better with this gun with vibration off, in my opinion. So pretty high damage. It is only 2 shots in the clip. The spare ammo is fine. Accuracy is fine. I don't understand why we need to know the accuracy. All of them are going to be pretty fucking accurate. They're snipers. Rate of fire, that's kind of an issue. And when you get into the Vanquisher, you'll really see you'll start to slay way better, guys. I mean, it's a little bit less damage, but you get 4 shots in the clip. And the rate of fire is just better, and the reload time is too, it feels like. This gun is kind of awkward to use, to be honest. Not a big fan of it. And I used the Widow before I used this gun, and this gun was a pretty big upgrade from the Widow in some ways. But yeah, I quickly switched over to the Vanquisher. But I'm going to show you the gameplay. If this is what you have, this is what you have. It's a silver gameplay, I believe, against the Remnant, and I'll be playing as a Solarian Infiltrator. And yeah, we'll discuss during the video, kind of, the tactics and everything. But overall, pretty good gun. See you in the video. What's up, guys? Robbie Race here. Gonna do another quick analysis of this gun while we're watching this gameplay. Yeah, again, like I said, it's going to be Silver Remnant on this map. I'm still very low-level Solarian Infiltrator. Let me just say at the outset, I fucking love this character, the Solarian Infiltrator. He's going to turn just about any sniper into a ridiculous... any weapon in general, actually, but snipers in particular. Yeah, this gun is pretty goddamn good, guys. For as far as if you can get your hands on it and it's all you have, this will do you just fine. And it is a gold gun, so I mean it's not the easiest gun in the world to get, but I'd say it's an upgrade from the Widow to an extent. Just in that you have 2 shots in the clip and you can rapid fire them if you want to, or you can charge them up if you want to. But yeah, I'd say it's an upgrade from the Widow. Now, again, you can charge up the gun, or you can just fire it right off the bat. Again, like I said earlier, I'm going to highly recommend you turn vibration off if you want to use this gun. In general, you turn vibration off, but for this gun, for sure. So, now, in Mass Effect 3, people would, in the beginning, when the game first came out, a lot of people loved to snipe, and I don't blame them, because infiltrators, as usual, in Mass Effect games, they're just super, super goddamn good. Snipers in general are super, super good at the outset. It's the SMGs and the assault rifles and the shotguns and the pistols. They're always okay. Sniper rifles are already fucking beastly. The starting ones, I mean, go back and play Mass Effect 3 with the Mantis and you'll slay. But I mean, it's just kind of unfortunate in some ways because, like, compare all the starting guns of Mass Effect 3. Avenger, Shuriken, Predator, Katana, and Mantis. And, like, the Mantis is a fucking decent gun, actually. You know, that's just how it's always been in Mass Effect. Snipers and infiltrators, the devs really like snipers, and they really like infiltrators, and they make them good right from the outset. The guns are good, and the characters are good. So, yeah, no-brainer, guys. I mean, if you take, especially the Solarian infiltrator, he's got everything going for him. He's got tactical cloak, and he's got energy drain, and he's got the grenade. Pretty ridiculous. He's got super high damage output with the cloak, and he's got survivability and shield training with energy drain. I mean, doesn't get much fucking better, guys. So, yeah, he's ridiculous. So take whatever sniper you like and put it on him. But yeah, I'm highly gonna recommend this the Vanquisher as far as the guns I've unlocked so far. That's been the best by far. But the LANAT, you know, I guess it has its niche. You can charge it up, so if that's your deal and you like to maybe occasionally charge up to get a little more damage, it's up to you. You only got 2 shots in the clip, so that is a problem. And it is wonky to aim at first. You will have trouble aiming this gun until you put some practice into it, for sure, guys. I mean, it's not easy to do right off the bat. But once you get used to it, you know, it'll be easy to do. And it is nice that the guns in the game have a little trick to them or a little learning curve, because you can't just pick up the guns and start slaying. You have to, they're a little bit unique. That is good in a way, because then, you know, the gameplay is almost more enjoyable when each gun plays different, obviously. So you can see there, it does hit pretty hard. I mean, we're on silver here, and if you charge it up, it will, you know, pretty much decimate, one-hit everybody. With the cloak and everything. Even without the cloak, sometimes I feel it will just want it to go straight through the shields. Good armor damage. I like the reticle. I like the zoom. The zoom is pretty nice. It makes it easy to focus on what you want to. This gun is very reminiscent of the Kishok harpoon gun from Mass Effect 3, believe it or not, because the Kishok was as well a charge-up gun. So this kind of reminded me of that in a couple ways. It even kind of has a similar, yeah, it just has a total feel. The feel of it is very similar to the Kishok. Except the Kishok didn't hit very hard against, you know, bosses and stuff. It annihilated the little guys, but it didn't hit hard against the big guys. Whereas this gun hits hard against the big guys, and it feels like a more of a Widow-y shot. This gun's kind of like a cross between a Widow and a Kishok harpoon gun, actually, with 2 shots in the clip. That's how I would describe it. You're gonna want to make sure you know, cloak before you shoot, and cloak and use, you know, whatever power, you know, human infiltrator, Solarian, whatever, you know, open with some sort of power so you can kind of stun them, make it easier to shoot them. You know, just kind of be tactical. On this map, this is one of the best sniping maps in the game, probably. It's probably going to become a favorite just because it's so good for sniping. You know, it'll become a favorite to the community just because of how set up it is for sniping, you know. So, I mean, you can easily kind of maneuver to the different sniping spots. If one spot, if the enemies manage to catch you at that spot, it's very easy to get to the next spot because of how they set up the map. You know, you don't have to, like, you don't have to even go to ground. Like, I mean, from the top levels, you can navigate to all the other top levels. So, you know, you'll see in this gameplay probably at some point, like, I'm sniping up here, and then, oh, here's something I fucking hate. It's like, in Mass Effect 3, the problem was that the A button did every goddamn thing in the book. And here, it's like now they made the same button to use these devices, the button to melee. So it's like you go to device and you just start meleeing. It's like a bitch. I mean, but I guess they have a lot of, you know, shit to do with a limited controller. But it is a pain in the ass, you know. Going up to the device and you're trying to get it done in a hurry, and then you just keep meleeing the air. Even when you try and get people up. I mean, I've been in big groups of enemies and I'm trying to get some guy up, and my asshole character just keeps meleeing people because there's enemies around. And it's like, it's a pain in the ass, you know? And in general, you won't feel like trying to get people up when there's tons of enemies. It's best to kill the enemies, then get them up. Sometimes you don't have a choice. Sometimes they're going to die. Sometimes, you know, you're tanky enough so you can manage it. And you just start mailing people. It's a real pain in the ass. And it's really stupid considering how much people bitched and moaned from the first games, from the first Mass Effect 3, about how, hey, stop making the same button do so many different jobs. Because it clearly made the gameplay, like, really, really annoying. And you'd think that they would get their shit together. But again, same problem in this game. in that respect. It's really kind of ridiculous. But yeah, whatever. Anyway, side note. And it is even more frustrating just because of how fluid this game actually is, minus that little problem. The movement has never been this fluid in a Mass Effect game. The only Mass Effect games are extremely clunky. And this is the movement here is like fathoms ahead of when you get the other games as far as fluid movement. Anyways, getting back to this gun. Yeah, guys, it's a precise, not much to say. It's a 2-shot sniper rifle. It's precise. It does good damage. It's only a little bit less than the Widow. Well, not a little bit. You know, a good 300 points of damage less, probably. But, you know, you get 2 shots, and you can charge it up if you want to do more damage. So, I mean, it has that going for it. You know, it's a cat weapon. And again, the longer you charge it, obviously the more damage it's going to do. Yeah, on this gameplay, I actually have the, what do you call it, ultralight materials and the spare thermal clips on. You know, the sniper rifle ultralight didn't really do much for me. It's still heavy as shit, and my power recharge was at -15 with it. So, you know, that is a bitch, but what are you going to do? Another side note, I mean, as you're playing an infiltrator and you're sniping and everything, oftentimes, you know, you're going to have, like, this downtime where you're trying to get a, you know, a round in the clip, and that is kind of a bitch where you kind of can't do anything with snipers. Again, slow firing, long reload. Don't hesitate to use your melee, guys. I mean, if you see an enemy that's weak enough or you need to do it, you know, go for it. Because you do get the tactical cloak damage bonus with the melee. You know, so if you happen to get caught off guard, you don't have a round in the gun, you can always cloak, energy drain, melee, or you can just cloak a melee. And remember, you have the nades too. It's a really solid class. I mean, they basically took out proxy mine and gave them these fucking nuclear bomb grenades. Can't wait to get them fully leveled up. Yeah, I mean, if you see a boss and you can cloak, energy drain, grenade, shoot, do all those little things in one rotation, I mean, you will absolutely just put out insane damage to it. More so with the human. I mean, the human gets fucking incinerate. That's going to be ridiculous. You know, and the grenade. So that'll be an ultimate boss killer right there. Probably more so than the Solarian, because the Solarian gets energy drain, but the human gets fucking incinerate with tactical cloak. I don't think there wasn't that didn't exist in Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. You never had a character that had tactical cloak and incinerate. You know, we had the Sorry Hunters that had warp and dark channel and tactical cloak, but yeah, never incinerate. So that is a pretty cool thing. Overall, I think the Solarian's a little bit better just because of energy drain, gives them the survivability. You can probably end up being able to spec completely out of fitness and just max out all the other shit. I do like to energy drain before I shoot. Obviously, you're not going to be able to do it every time, but, you know, if you can, it is great because it makes it easier to hit them. Yeah, this gun will bypass shields if you charge enough and you're out of cloak, even sometimes when you're out of not cloak. And this is just silver gameplay, but it's hitting extremely hard on silver. So once I, you know, test it out on gold, I'm sure it's going to be pretty similar results. But I probably won't. From this point forward, I'm going to use the Vanquisher. So what's the use of this gun? Well, it's a good gun to use until you get a better one, you know. But it is a good one. I mean, you could if you like the feel of this gun and it's doing it for you, keep it. I'm not saying it's a bad gun. It's pretty fucking good. Just that I feel the Vanquisher is much easier to use, and you get more bang for your buck. You know, 4 shots in the clip, more damage. If you're a guy that has like Incisor, Widow, Viper, all that kind of shit, and you get this gun, you should be happy because this is a big upgrade from those, in my opinion. As it should be. It's a gold gun. Remember, those are all silver guns and bronze guns. So this is a gold gun, and it does. I would say it does deliver as far as a gold gun is concerned. It's good. I mean, this gun really. I got to give it props. It helped me level the Solarian for the most part, but yeah, like I said, I do believe the Vanquisher is much better than it and much easier to use too. So the one thing I did want to talk about in this video, besides, you know, the gun itself, is the tactics in which you use it. And in Mass Effect 3, really, I mean, like I said, when the game first came out, everyone really kind of wanted to play the infiltrators, mainly Solarian Infiltrator. Pick a spot, hunker down, and just start sniping people. You know, have a real smooth game of doing that. And that is fun, but as the game progressed, you know, people would run around with even with the sniper. Just because you're using a sniper, don't feel that you have to, you know, get a nice high perched location and, you know, sit there the entire game. You could, and it's effective, and it is kind of what a sniper is meant to do, but this is Mass Effect, so you can run around, use your powers, and snipe if you want. You know, you can run around and be just as effective. The only thing is about picking a nice high spot like this map, which it really allows, is obviously you can see the entire map. You don't have to run around every corner to see every enemy. But the gun is made relatively easy to use from medium to long range. When you get into close range, it's a little bit more complicated because there's a lot more shit going on, and you don't have the time to really take a nice aimed shot because there's so much damage coming at you when you're down there. I have noticed that if I, as a sniper, choose to pick a nice high perch spot and, you know, start doing shots, teammates will come into me, and I don't like it too much, to be honest. I would much prefer if the teammates spread out, just because it kind of compromises my location. If the whole team is hanging out with me where I'm sniping, it's actually best if the team goes and engages the end, because you'll see right here, like, the whole fucking enemy team now, it's like, oh, well, look, every single person on that team is up there, let's all go up there. And now suddenly my sniping is not as effective, right, because I have to kind of deal with these close-up enemies, and it's kind of a bitch. But if your team is running around and kind of, you know, playing the ground game, and you're picking off enemies for them and keeping an eye on them, it is a little bit more useful. As here, I just had to get the fuck out because the whole team came up there and the whole enemy team came up there too. So it's just like I've ruined my sniping spot. So yeah, I do recommend that. Just because the sniper is hunkering down in one location, doesn't mean the whole team needs to. And as you can see here, here's some great gameplay of me running around with the sniper. Nothing wrong with using it close range and running around. Sometimes you might get frustrated because the enemy makes a rapid darting movement right before you're about to shoot him, and you can always whip out your melee or your energy drain or your grenade or whatever, you know. Ultimately, I would like to have some kind of sidearm on this guy that's good, you know, in addition to a sniper, if it doesn't fuck up the weight too much, just because for occasions when you need to kind of run and gun. But hopefully this, I mean, in Mass Effect 3, I used the Black Widow on the Solarian, and you could run and gun, you could snipe, didn't really matter. This was really good. But we were all better at the game by that point, you know, we figured everything out. Yeah, so pretty goddamn good gun. Just gotta kind of get used to the oddness of charging up a sniper and just kind of the wonky. It is a little bit wonky until you get used to it. Once you get used to it, it does hit hard, guys. It's a pretty goddamn good gun. In this game, the stickies are basically aimed for you. It's not like Mass Effect 3 where you have to become like a freaking pro to be good at with those stickies and positioning them and placing them, because the radius was so small and they were wonky to begin with. In this game, it's almost like it's heat-seeking. It's gonna hit the enemies. Here's when shit starts to hit with all these uploads, and you know, in Mass Effect 3, give it credit, like, they would never spawn enemies on top of an upload at the outset. That's a real dick move. In this game, they don't give a fuck. They'll spawn them right on the upload. They don't care. And that does make it kind of hard, guys. You'll see here some occasions of me using this gun at medium to close range, and my effectiveness just drops. If you were to compare with the effectiveness of using this gun from super far to this kind of trying to be in an upload situation, it's just not as good. Oh, if you look there closely, I was able to friggin' almost one-hit that massive boss because I got the, you know, the right location on it. Now, that's the power of this gun, and, you know, obviously aiming for the right spot, you know, but in addition, just the power of the gun. So, yeah, spoiler alert, we're not going to actually finish this mission because the whole team's going to get dropped and I'm going to have 2 uploads left to go. There's just no way it was going to happen. I tried. I just was running around and sniping and cobring, but it was never going to happen. Some good gameplay of the gun at close range. Yeah, you know. Is it a good gun? Yes. Is it a great gun? Probably not. Once you get something better, you'll put it in the trash, never touch it again. I highly, you know, believe that. Just because it's wonky to use, guys, and this game has enough shit going on in general that you don't want to have a wonky gun. You just want to have an easy to use gun. It almost doesn't matter so much what the damage of the gun is as it matters. Well, yeah, it does, obviously, but the ease of use is also important, guys. Very important. So you will oftentimes like maybe forego a little bit of damage because the gun is easier to use, and then you're landing more shots and your effectiveness goes up. You just kind of pick your battles and stuff. But yeah, I'm just refusing to give up here, but I probably should have given up a while ago. These uploads are just pretty ridiculous in this game, and it's like if your team goes down, you're just kind of fucked. Because what can you do at that point, honestly? Yeah, some nice shots in this game. This with this gun, I do give it credit. Like I said, it did get this Solarian leveling pretty quick. It's a powerful, hard-hitting sniper, and it was definitely an upgrade from the Widow because you had 2 shots in the barrel. You know, you had 2 shots, so that's with slightly less damage and 2 shots, and you can charge it. I would say it's a definite upgrade from the Widow. Just because it gives you the option. You got 2 shots. You know, if you want a little bit more harder hitting, you can charge it up. If you just want a rapid fire, I'm sure on bronze, if you just without charging it up, you'll one hit a lot of people. In silver, it's not always the case. You gotta get the weak spot for the most part. But yeah, I feel like that zoom-in reticle is pretty nice, actually. It does kind of let you really zero in on who you're trying to kill. Look at how many enemies there are, guys. It's just me alone. It's ridiculous at this point. But yeah, just kind of, you know, not much more to say about the gun, to be honest. It's just something you got to get used to. It's a preferential thing. I would be curious to see. I mean, you guys let me know in the comments. Are there some of you that have the Vanquisher and have LANAT and have the Widow, and you've kind of decided that you like the Vanquisher over, I mean, you like the LANAT over the Vanquisher? I'm real curious to see if someone has that kind of an opinion. And the game's wrapping up here. We weren't able to do it, like I said. Whole team wiped on me. But, yeah. Pretty damn good gameplay with the gun, I'd say. If you did enjoy this, be sure to rate, like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know in the bottom, you know, what's your favorite sniper? How does this LANAT stack up to the other ones you've tried? Yeah, so that's my gun review, guys. Hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you in the next gun review.